2024. Hope you guys like that brand new intro song. Liz, how did you feel about that new intro song?
You could play it next to the old one and I wouldn't know which one is which.
Partially because we haven't edited this yet and I haven't picked out the new song yet.
Oh, okay.
But exciting stuff. So season 2, everybody, welcome back. This is crazy.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, 2024. 2024. I don't think any of our listeners will steal this, but Laurel told me the greatest thing on Sunday. He said,
well, but
if you're
are you
listening
stealing
to
this right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So please, nobody, if you hear this and he says it, an example on January 17th when he does his prayer and fasting 21 days devotion, be surprised. But he said, oh gosh, now I forgot what it was. 23. I already forgot what it was. That's perfect though. Pretty much there is more in 24.
Okay.
Yeah. The first part was something about 3 and it was great.
Okay.
But yeah, there is more in 24. So I believe it.
Do you just like it because it rhymes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. But it is January 1st. And so I figured today would be great to talk about some New Year's resolutions, some goals.
Resolutions.
Your least favorite thing.
I just feel like, unpopular opinion, people will set up to literally change their whole bad habits for one day. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this without the disciplines to back it up. And so then they end up quitting less than a week later.
Yeah, but that's the general population. Do you enjoy setting goals every year?
I don't really set hard goals. And maybe this is just because I'm like, if you don't set them, you can't fail them in my mentality.
Sure.
But I mean,
yeah.
I have I guess soft goals. Like I would like to do this. I would like to do that, to better myself. But maybe it's because I don't stick to things. I'm like, meh, we're not going to say hard
So you have some
resolution.
small goals. Well, not small goals, but you have some soft deadlines.
Yeah, I would say deadlines.
You're not trying to burn the ships.
I'm not trying to transform 31 years of living and change it starting today.
Gosh, I would.
That's silly and unfeasible.
I mean, you make those small changes, do it consistently, and then
Yes.
you're new.
Which is why it's kind of more of a 2024. I guess hope sounds weird, but I hate the
new
I
year,
guess,
new me.
Yeah, the pressure of I'm going to do this resolution, I'm going to do this goals, I'm going to do, and they think they have to change it literally right now.
Yeah.
Whereas it's hey, let's just continual improvement. How about that? And then that way, whenever 2025 comes, you're not trying to be new year, new me. It's no, we're going to continue on improving.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I'm weird.
No, that's pretty normal. That's a good perspective. I think a lot of people are on the other side of that, where they're just kind of blind optimism. So they're yeah, I can do all this stuff and I can set these goals. I'm going to change it. And you're going to fail in 7 days probably.
Right. And then this is probably a little bit of me being pessimistic, but you call it a realist. This morning I woke up and guess what? All the crap from 2023 is still here today.
No,
you know what I mean?
New year, new you.
No, it's not new though. It's every day is a new day, but it doesn't mean I get to cancel 2023 and all the ickiness. I still have to continue on from it and improve every day.
True. Well, before we jump into talking about those, we're coming out of the Christmas season, coming out of New Year's Eve. Let's talk about the past week. Some of our favorite things that happened. Anything fun from your perspective?
And I mentioned it a little on my social media in last episode. It was the holidays was hard. I kind of canceled them a little bit in my heart. So even Christmas Eve services was really hard. I felt like I had to kind of put a lot of gusto into it to, be people-y.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I got to rest and I'm glad it's over.
Sure. That's
Yeah.
normal. That's good. So yeah, you had a difficult Christmas Eve. Anything fun happened that you liked this past week? Any favorite things stuck out or fun moments?
We laughed a lot randomly.
I pointed that out to you.
So since it was such a hard week, I really appreciated the goofing off we did and just like kind of laughing together.
Yeah. I think on mine, the fun thing that happened in my life this past week was that I finally, and with you actually, we finished the final season of The Office.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Gosh.
That was we did that last night. So literally we ended the new year with The Office. Well, we ended the past year with The Office.
Yeah, you know how New Year's Eve goes. If you're in like a town and not like an urban city, like people will just shoot off fireworks until
the worst
12:30, but they start and it's just
our dog was so drugged up.
yeah. So we kind of knew in our hearts that we weren't going to get really any good sleep, so we just stayed up super late watching The Office, and then threw on coats and shoes and went outside for a little walk to see some of the fireworks, which was fun.
That was a nice walk.
And then came inside and just kind of vegged out until we were awakened. We were woken up at like 12:01 by Firework City.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I woke up
crazy.
at like 2:00 with some kind of stomach issue. And
Too much fun.
I guess so. Too much me eating all the junk before I started my clean eating today.
That's definitely what it was. Because that whole thing of s'more stuff was gone.
Man. Okay, not the whole thing. And
there was one piece left. You're right.
And I did eat like 3 ice creams. But that wasn't like New Year, like new me. More of the thing is like fasting is coming.
New Year, double me.
Double me. But it wasn't because tomorrow I'm going to be healthy. Well, I'm choosing to be healthy, but it's mainly for the fast, not really for the New Year resolution.
Yeah, it's tandem. It's together.
Yeah, it's handy, but I'm like, man, I'm mainly doing it for Jesus, not because I'm okay with my fluffy era.
In my fluffy era. Yeah, so that was something really fun that I did this past week. It was good. I'm excited about 2024.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of it. It's gonna be good. So I guess we can talk about, let's do this. Before we talk about some resolutions that we've set for ourselves this year, let's talk about some of maybe our favorite or least favorite resolutions from years past. Any crazy or audacious or stupid things that we were like, you know what? We have to do this year.
Well, see, I remember, gosh, let me try and glance, okay? Because I don't remember these things, surprisingly, so I'm literally grabbing a book, one of my old planners from my bookshelf.
It just so happened to be an arm's reach. Now. That's crazy,
it was
actually.
Literally an arm's reach. And
no
so
one
this
will
was,
believe that.
This is when I had the 30 commit planner.
I loved that one.
It was really cool because it made me write down my goals. And literally, this was from 2018. Oh my goodness. There's so much of this. So one was like work out 3 times a week.
Did you do it?
That was when I was healthy. So yes, I did do that.
Ooh,
for mental health, it was like stress less. Spiritual health was read Bible fully. For a partner, it was being more affectionate because you're like, you're always mean to me.
I mean, 2018 might have been.
All right.
That was a different Liz.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like the basic stuff. You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna say, I want to be healthier. I want to. Who doesn't want to stress less? Spiritual health was read the Bible fully. Like personal growth was to be intentional. Remember when we tried to do this and we failed hard? Once a month dinner with parents, whether it was like, yours or mine.
That is hard.
So just like things like that.
I like this though. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 12 different on your paper right now. There's 12 different categories
like
from
even
finance.
There's community. Yeah.
Yeah. Community goals, career goals, spiritual health goals.
This feels good. Like pay $500 on loans per month. So I'm assuming these are student loans and they're gone.
Yeah.
So that's good.
You did it.
So it's good to write stuff down to look back on. But if you wouldn't have said that, I would not have grabbed this binder, notebook. Thank God we're hoarders though.
Right? Oh, I will never throw away a notebook because I am nostalgic to a fault. And so if I had song lyric ideas or like even meeting notes and stuff, I love looking at old meeting notebooks because it shows me what I thought was important or what I wrote down or all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I am a very in the past, I've been a very goal-oriented person. And then about 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, I just kind of started getting out of setting goals because...
Was that because we went through that big tragedy when my sister passed away, you think? Or...
Hard to say. I don't know.
I mean, that rocked our world.
Yeah.
In not a good way.
And I think it was like, it may have also, been because of job stuff, or maybe just emotional stuff where my mind was at for a time. But this past year was the first year in a long time that I actually felt like setting goals. And so typically in the years past, all of mine have been kind of the same, like, read this many books a year, or things like that. They've all been really mostly career based, just because I'm wired that way. That's kind of how I think a lot of times. I think it was last year, 2018. I think it was 2018 as well.
Man, what a year.
Yeah, we remembered that year.
That was but if you think about it, 2018 was just before all the crap hit the fan in 2019.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it was that year.
And that was before COVID too.
That's true. COVID. I had that year, like, set a date night for us like once every month or something like that. And that was before Jason really started drilling into us. That we
date
were
weekly.
Trying to dialogue daily, date weekly, and
depart quarterly.
So getting just an intentional date night on the calendar once a month was a win for us.
Well, and we were broke as a joke, so even paying for a date night once a month.
It is true.
Did you ever I remember, because we have friends who do this, but like it never ever worked for me, and I think you've tried it before.
Let's see.
The word of the year. Like, people are like, this is my word of the year. I've never got into that.
I would love to. I might. It's the first day of the year.
I mean,
still can.
It's what, 2:30 right now? You got some time.
Yeah.
So
I might do that.
Next week podcast, we can expect to hear your word of the year.
God can speak quickly. Like, Lord, what do you think?
Just open up the Bible.
Oof.
And see what he says. Do I have a Bible in reach?
No, thank God.
I do. It's right here. Okay.
Oh.
I'm sitting right next to a bookshelf, guys. All right, here we go. Proverbs 12:19. The truthful lips shall be established forever.
Okay, you do it again, though.
What?
And point. Open up to a random page and just point.
I just did that.
You didn't point. You
oh my gosh!
Started reading a verse.
Okay, well, I just pointed to the verse and it's lying.
Ugh. Okay, do it again.
All right, I'm opening the Bible.
Yep.
And I just pointed.
Yep.
Now I'm looking down.
Chronicles. Okay.
All right. That's your word of the year. Don't research it now.
No. Define chronicle.
It's like a timeline.
I said that. A factual written account of important or historical events in the order of their occurrence. So
maybe this is the year we write our book.
That possibly, or this could be just the year of the journals for me. And
you did talk about journaling earlier.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to.
Look at God confirming.
Chronicle.
Or just a happy coinkydink. Because believe it or not, coincidence can happen.
I do not believe that, actually.
You don't believe in coincidence? For real?
Never have. No.
So you feel like that was a God moment just now, me like randomly grabbing the Bible, pointing to Chronicles?
No, I think that like dumbness exists. And
I think so what I did just now is dumb. It's what you said.
Might be dumbness.
Okay, so did you just call me dumb?
No.
Oh.
Demosity just happened, though.
Demosity.
Yeah, so that's what just happened.
Word?
Is that a word?
Is demosity a word, sir?
Define demosity.
Because it sounds like democracy, but with dumb.
What is the noun of dummy? Demosity in British English, the condition of being filled with bushes?
Oh. Okay, moving on. So, Taylor may have a word of the year of Chronicles. He may not. We will see.
He also may have invented a word.
He may have not. We will see.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. What kind of goals you got set for this year?
So one concrete goal
Let's talk about I'm sorry. What about give me the categories of the goals that you set for yourself?
So I feel like you always want to do, and we've talked about this. We always want to do like a spiritual one. We do want to do like some kind of health, whether it be like physical or mental health.
Yeah.
And then I guess like relationship wise, I don't really have like a drive in my career to be like, this is my goal for my career.
Sad day.
I know. I just go to work and get paid, and I come home.
You go to works and get paid.
Yeah, works and get paid.
Jobs.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I might try and find a new job this year.
Wow. A job to replace all of the 7 that you have?
Yeah, it might be nice to have, instead of 3 jobs that make a decent money, find one job that makes decent money.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay, so those are your big categories.
I guess I haven't I've thought a little bit because I knew this podcast was coming, but I really don't.
You have it written down goals?
I don't write them down. I don't really dwell on it either because I believe you can start a goal anytime.
That is true, and I want to hit on that as we kind of close up, for sure. So don't forget that. That's really good. Okay, so in your head, like roundabout goals, did you set anything like kind of loosely?
Yeah. So last year I did the 30-day shred, which was reading the Bible in 30 days.
The whole Bible in
the
30
whole Bible.
days.
Mm-hmm. And so instead of, I feel like me doing that every single month is very unrealistic. But in the Bible app, there is a 90-day plan. So my goal is to read the 90-day plan 4 times. And that gives me like 2 days of grace in case I get behind. Wow. But also when I was doing the 30-day shred, I got behind a day and I was able to catch up in 30. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, I can easily catch up. So that's my goal, is to read through the Bible 4 times this year.
I love the 30-day shred.
No, it's definitely a good jump start.
Some people hate on it.
I feel like it's great discipline. I decided to do the 30-day shred. And I did an Audible too, so some people
listening
say,
to it for sure.
It's cheating. But I found myself, I was hooked on audiobooks, and I think it was when I finished one of the Harry Potter books. I'm like, I just spent 24 hours technically listening to this book, and I like binged it. I binged it hard. I'm like, and so I just felt convicted, and so I wanted to shift my focus and like priorities back to the Bible during that time, and I did it. So I was like, boom. But then when I have too much margin, I'll take it. I won't do it.
Yeah.
So I need strict guidelines. So I'm 90 days in 4 years. I feel like it's more
90
doable
days in
for
1
me.
year.
Yeah, 90 days 4 times. In 1 year. I feel like it's more doable than me saying I'm going to do the Bible once for the whole year. Because then I'll get super behind because I'm like, oh, I can catch up. Oh, I can do this. And then I never catch up.
Yeah.
So I feel it's less deadline-y. So I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I don't do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think it's important. If you're listening to this and you've never heard of the 30-day shred, I think it's really crucial for you to understand that it's the goal of the 30-day shred is, I think somebody described it this way, it's not to do a deep dive on individual verses, but the whole goal is to see the shape of the tree of Scripture, I guess, if you want to get really poetic with it. So you're looking at major themes. You're looking, because I mean, you're reading 60 chapters a day?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is insane. You can't really afford to get a day off. But what it does, aside from giving you like a massive badge of like affirmation of reading through the Bible in 1 month, but you start listening to it, you start reading it, and you're going, okay, here's the major themes, here's the major things that are happening, and it really gives you a good overview. So that's pretty good. Okay, so you're reading through the Bible, 30 days, 4 times a year. Anything else?
Well, 90 days, 4 times a year.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Honestly, my health has not been the best, and so I honestly don't want to, but knowing that the fast has started today, tomorrow for some people, because some people don't start on New Year's, but I just decided to do
20 days of prayer.
Yeah, well, it was online today, like because we do prayer and fasting as a church the first 21 days of the year, and so I chose. Last year I did the Daniel fast, and this year I'm kind of doing the whole It's not like a actual fast you would find in Scripture, but it's pretty much I'm sticking to the whole 30 guidelines, which is I'm not eating anything processed if it's not whole. I'm not gonna do it, so I don't do dairy. It's pretty much meat, fruits, and vegetables is essentially the only thing I'm consuming. Yeah. But so I'm going to do that I'm going to try and do it all of January.
Cool.
But be super intentional because I mentioned to you before, I'm like, if you skip lunch for your fast, which that's the one you decide to do, you're skipping lunch.
Yep.
But you have to take time to stop and pray because if you don't, it's not a fast. It's just you
starving yourself for like a meal.
It's you working through your lunch, which you've done so many times before, so nothing will change.
Doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah.
And so even though I'm eating healthy, it's not going to mean anything unless I put some spiritual disciplines in with it. And then I know me, so once I get like my physical eating in order, my spiritual disciplines getting more aligned, and then the physical will follow. Even though I hate working out. But I guess I gotta be healthy.
You'll crush it.
I have no desire to, but that's just the mindset I'm in right now. But as we were talking about this in church yesterday, as my perspective shifts to healthier thoughts, working out's going to come naturally. So what about you?
Yeah, I got some goals.
What are they? Are you still asking me questions?
No, I'm done. That's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of hear where your head was and hear you say with your own admissions on record that you're going to start working out. So
No, I said it will. I said it will come.
Anyways,
Now,
thanks everybody for joining us for this episode.
It could come in like 6 months. It could come in like 6 years. I never said this was my 2024 New Year's resolution. But what's for real going to happen is the next 21 days, I will not have any processed sugars, foods, or anything like that. Joy.
Or happiness.
And we had to pass Cinnabon in the mall today. It smelled so good. It's
mini
always
bonbons and all the crazy stuff that are
so hard.
Cool stuff. Yeah, I got a few. Mine is, I'll say one is spiritual, one is physical, and then one is just kind of career based because
the basics.
I'll get yelled at by my boss if I don't do that one. But that one, I mean, for my career based one, it's every year our staff has to read 12 books a year. And so you can choose any books that you want. Our pastor tries to get us to read like as much nonfiction as possible because, I mean, everybody can throw back a few Harry Potter books and, in no time. So, and honestly, 12 books may sound unimpressive. If you follow me on Instagram, you're like, this dude is always posting books that he's reading. Yeah, but that's only because I realized that I was slipping and I wasn't reading anything post-seminary. Because, man, once I graduated, it was like, I don't want to open up another book ever in my life. I have read so much. There's so many books at a time that you have to read. Not even really read, just skim through because the reading load is insane. So this year, I'm getting back into it. I'm going to read 12 books. Last year, I only read 10. Just to publicly put that out there for a little bit of accountability.
You did not hit your goal.
So this year, I will read 12 books. And I count Audible with that, by the way. Personal preference, so I dig that. So I'm going to be doing that. And I've only got 3 whole goals for this year. That was one. The second one, I'm going to read through the entire Bible again because it's been a minute since I've done that. So, but the cool thing about that is I'm using the Dwell app, which Dwell should seriously consider sponsoring this podcast because I've mentioned it like so many times. But I'm really excited about that. Just to have, different voices that I can choose and to have different versions and translations and background music, which is always dramatic and fun. So I'm going to read 12 books. I'm going to go through the entire Bible just one time because I'm not an overachiever like my wife.
Stop.
And then the last one I'm really excited about because it's something that I think is really going to require some training and some intentionality is I'm going to run my first 10K this year.
Spartan race?
It is a Spartan race. So it's not just a 6 mile, 6.7, 6.4.
6.2, something like that. 6 miles and some change.
So it's not just a 10K, but it's also got 25 obstacles where I'm climbing over 10-foot walls and climbing up muddy ropes and going under barbed wire and jumping over fire. And I am stoked.
You should be. Because I know you looked at the one in April, but I'm going to be out of town. So I want to be there when you go. So we'll have to look at all the races around us.
These are different. I'll say.
Maybe I'll do the 5K if you do the 10K.
That'd be amazing. I will do because I have to pay double, but I will do the 5K and then turn right around and do the 10K. When I did the first 5K with the Spartan, I literally walked away and I was like, dude, I could do another 5K right now. Maybe
we'll look into that. We can spend a weekend.
True. Yeah, because I don't want to do it. Okay.
Because you want to do the trifecta. You want to get the...
not at this year. Mm-mm. I would love to, but that would mean I have to do the 5K, 10K, and then
20K. No, 20K?
Is it 15 or 20? But all in the same year, calendar year.
Well, I mean, just January 1.
Gosh. Yeah, I don't think I could do that, but we'll see. But yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I've never done a 10K at all, much less the 25 obstacles you have to do. But the cool thing about the Spartan races for me is that I'm not setting for a PR, right? I'm just trying to finish it, especially for this one. So part of me is like, I could do it in the summertime because that would be nice. It's all warm and it's not cold like it was when we did the last one, which was what month?
It was November.
Oh, yeah. No, that was insane.
In North Carolina.
And the first thing before you get to any obstacles, you're running through mud and it's freezing. And then you go through this like waist deep water of mud. It's just gross. So I don't run super fast in the summertime. But again, I'm just trying to finish it. So who knows? Could be kind of fun. And then I can get a green flag for the garage to match the one I have. It's the 5K one. Wild.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think. It's not really I wouldn't say it's a New Year's resolution because once again, it's continuing the habits I started last year. So I'm just trying to build up.
Yeah.
So I want to try and stick through therapy all of 2024 because I feel like the last time I was in therapy, I felt like, okay, I feel good now.
How long did you do it the first time around?
I think it was just like maybe like 6 to 8 months. So I'm at 4 months right now.
Really? It's been that long?
Yeah.
Dang.
So I want to go all the year. But you know, what's crazy is the first time I did therapy, we were blessed because our church does offer counseling. And so we had a female person that I was close to on staff as the counselor. So I felt comfortable talking to her. And this was a year after Christina died because I told myself, because I didn't want to do counseling. So I told myself, like, well, let me grieve for a year and then I'll start counseling.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And I feel like we worked through a lot of like, you know, grief and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Because a lot of the stuff was up in the air with how she died and the trial coming to determine like the outcome of like all the stuff. And then the trial just happened in September.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to get back into therapy because the trauma literally resurfaced all again.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to try and do that. So that's a goal.
I think that's great.
Yes.
I think that's really good. Yeah, but coming back to what you said earlier in the conversation of starting goals anytime, I think a great place before we wrap up today is to, if you're listening to this like today, which would be January 1st, or if you're listening to this, you know, sometime in the future, I think it's really cool that you can start like a Bible reading plan. You can start a goal whenever you want to. It doesn't have to be January 1. It doesn't have to be within the first week of January. It could be any time, and you can resolve within yourself, like, hey, I'm going to make this change. I'm going to pursue this thing, and then just do it. Set a really simple first step and a strategy, right? Because a goal without a plan is just a wish. So set that intention up in your heart and then go after it, whatever day it is, you know, however big it is. But I think, man, we get so sidetracked with that stuff, don't we? You go, it's not the first. It's not really a smart goal. It's not really a blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever, man.
Today is such a good first, though, because not only is it the first of the year, it's also a Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this is beautiful.
The stars have aligned.
It's a beautiful day to start something, but it can be a beautiful day to start something any day.
Gosh, I always find myself wanting to start new things on the weekend, like on Fridays or Saturdays, because that's how I got into 75 Hard. Because I was bored on a weekend because I wasn't working and I was just home vegging out. And so at that time, one of our roommates was like, hey, have you heard of this? And I went, no, but we're doing it. And that was the day I started it pretty much. So yeah, crazy stuff. I'm just weird like that. I get bored. I want to start something.
I love vegging out. Like, and then, cause like Taylor, I didn't sleep well. I feel like I'm always sick lately, but who knows? Like I was cramping this morning. Like I was just not feeling good at all. And so I'm like just trying to relax, reading my manga, and Taylor's putting up all of Christmas. But you're so kind. You weren't passive aggressive about it at all. You just wanted to put up Christmas, so you did. So
I have my AirPods in.
Yeah, you had your AirPods in. You in the zone. But then I'm gonna naturally feel a little guilty, but not guilty enough to get off the couch and help you.
You did get up.
Yeah, and then I sat back down. I really thought about it. I was like, no, I really don't want to. New year, same me.
New year, same you. New season of the podcast, same us.
Same us.
Yeah, new season, same us.
I like
season
it, though.
2.
I like us.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining for this conversation. Hopefully it has been, beneficial for you, be sure as always follow us on Instagram, Elizabeth P. Clyde, at Elizabeth P. Clyde, at Taylor Clyde. Send us some ideas send us your thoughts on the conversation. If you agreed, if you disagreed, if you had something cool that you wanted to share with us that maybe you started thinking about during the episode, or also shoot us a DM with some ideas for some future episodes, for some future conversations. So,
I would even say, and this will help keep me accountable too,
if
you are listening today and wanted to jump on my first quarter 1 of 90-day Bible reading, let's do it. But if not, if you want to jump on quarter 2, 3, or 4, just send me a DM. Yeah, because I'm going to restart over every quarter.
Well, and the YouVersion app lets you do it with friends.
Yep.
So that's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to read the Bible with me,
that's really fun.
Keep accountability. Wait, I said, you can start anytime.
Dwell doesn't do that. Sad.
You can start anytime, even like even if it's like a week from now and you still want to like jump in, like just jump in.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. Well, until the next episode, we will see you guys on the flip side.
Bye-bye.